Welcome back, my Conrad Warriors, the channel of mindset. Miyamoto Musashi was undefeated in over 60 duels, a master swordsman, strategist, and philosopher who lived by discipline, not comfort. He trained, fought, and walked the warrior's path with unshakable purpose. His name, Miyamoto Musashi, living a life of solitude, especially later in life, when he retreated to a cave called Reigando to meditate and write. But Musashi wasn't just a samurai, he was a thinker, a man who believed that true strength comes from within, that solitude builds clarity, and that life itself is a battle of the mind. His solitude was both physical and spiritual, as he sought enlightenment and mastery, not just through combat, but through introspection and detachment. Today, we're diving into the life and lessons of the warrior who taught us how to win battles, both on the battlefield and in our minds. Grab your katana or notebook, and let's walk the path of Musashi. In this video, we'll explore the life, philosophy, and powerful lessons of Musashi that still inspire warriors, leaders, and thinkers around the world today. Here are his top 5 secrets why solitude is important to practice. Number 1. To know yourself. Without distraction, Musashi taught that true warriors must first conquer themselves. Solitude strips away external influence, allowing you to confront your fears, desires, and weaknesses directly. Only in silence you hear your true voice. Let's take this in the context of a modern-day example of digital detox retreat. A tech executive, overwhelmed by constant notifications, social media, and the pressure to perform, decides to spend a week at a digital detox retreat in the mountains. No phones, no internet, no external stimulation, just silence, journaling, meditation, and nature. At first, the stillness feels uncomfortable. Anxieties and buried thoughts rise to the surface. But as the days pass, clarity begins to emerge. You confront to the fact that much of your stress is self-inflicted, driven by comparison, ego, and fear of failure. By the end of the retreat, you return with a clearer sense of purpose, more aligned with your core values rather than external expectations. Number 2. To strengthen your mind and will. Solitude trains mental resilience. Musashi lived simply, often in caves or mountains, to train his body and mind beyond the comfort and noise of society. Practicing solitude teaches discipline, patience, and focus, core traits of any master. Let's look at 5 reasons why solitude trains mental resilience, reduces external noise. Solitude removes distractions, allowing you to confront your thoughts without interference. This helps you develop focus, clarity, and emotional control, key aspects of mental strength. Builds self-reliance. When you're alone, you rely on your own judgment and inner resources. This fosters independence, confidence, and the ability to make decisions without validation from others. Encourages reflection. Time alone gives space to reflect on challenges, values, and goals. This deep thinking strengthens your mental clarity and resolves internal conflicts, reinforcing willpower. Trains discomfort tolerance. Solitude can feel uncomfortable at first. People often avoid it. Learning to be alone, especially without distractions, trains your ability to sit with discomfort, which is a cornerstone of mental resilience. Develops discipline. Choosing solitude, especially for growth, takes discipline. Over time, this voluntary act conditions your willpower, similar to a muscle that grows through repeated effort. In summary, my Conrads, solitude acts like a mental gym. The more time you spend in it intentionally, the stronger and more resilient your mind and will become. Number 3. To master your craft. Musashi won over 60 duels and wrote profound works on strategy. His deep focus and innovation came from extended solitude, where he trained relentlessly without distraction. To truly master a skill, one must be alone with it, again and again. Let me share you a traditional classic story, The Archer and the Zen Master. A traditional Zen story from Japan. A young man once approached a famed Zen master known for his archery skills. "Master," the young man said, "I can shoot an arrow with great precision. I've practiced for years. But I still feel something is missing." The master said nothing. Instead, he led the young man up a steep mountain path. After hours of climbing, they reached a narrow ledge overlooking a deep valley. The wind howled, and the ledge was barely wide enough for one person to stand. The master stepped to the edge, calm and still. He drew his bow and released an arrow. It flew straight and true, hitting a small tree far across the gorge. Then he handed the bow to the young man and said, "Now you." The young man trembled. He looked down at the dizzying drop, felt the wind whip past his face, and his hands shook. He could not even draw the bowstring. The master took back the bow and smiled gently. "When you can shoot with your heart as still as when you are alone, whether on the ground or on the edge of death, then your training will begin." My comrade warriors, true skill is not just in technique, it's in the stillness of mind. Mastery comes not only from repetition, but from solitude, presence, and inner calm, especially when the world around you trembles. Here are 10 key tips on how to start and practice solitude. Start with small doses. Begin with 10 to 15 minutes a day. Turn off all devices, step away from others, and just be with your thoughts. Build from there. Create a solitude space. Designate a spot, a quiet room, a park bench, or a corner in a cafe with no Wi-Fi, where you go specifically to be alone and reflect. Go on regular no-tech walks. Leave your phone behind or on airplane mode and take a walk in silence. Observe your surroundings and listen to your inner dialogue. Practice solo deep work. Block out time for focused work with no distractions, notifications, or interactions. Solitude sharpens attention and creativity. Take a solo day trip or retreat. Spend a day alone in nature, a museum, or a quiet town. Let the experience unfold without planning every moment. Embrace silence and observation. Do nothing, literally. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Sit still. No music, phone, or distractions. Just observe your breath or the room. It's harder than it sounds, but incredibly grounding. Meditate without apps. Try silent meditation. No guided voice, no music. Just you, your breath, and the moment. Start with 5 minutes and build. Disconnect to reconnect. Designate. Solitude hours daily or weekly. No texts, emails, or social media. It helps reset your nervous system and deepen self-awareness. Be alone without feeling lonely. Solitude is not isolation. It's a conscious choice to be with yourself. The goal isn't to escape people, but to reconnect with who you are without them. Number 4. To detach from worldly desires. Musashi believed attachment clouded judgment. Solitude frees you from the constant craving for approval, status, and comfort. In this detachment, you find freedom, and with clarity. There are 5 key passions in you. These 5 desires of greed, lust, attachment, anger, and pride are often considered core hindrances in many spiritual and philosophical traditions, such as Buddhism, Hinduism, Stoicism, and even early Christian thought. They're not just emotions. They're deep patterns of craving and clinging that disturb inner peace and cloud judgment. Greed, the insatiable hunger for more, money, status, possessions, even attention. Greed is never satisfied. The more you feed it, the larger it grows. It leads to restlessness, envy, and a permanent sense of lack, even in abundance. Simplicity is a powerful antidote. He who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have. Socrates. Lust, the intense craving for sensual or emotional pleasure, not just sexual, but any indulgent fixation. Lust can consume attention, reduce people to objects, and cause loss of control or clarity. It often leads to regret or emotional turbulence. You should cultivate discipline, mindfulness, and understand the impermanence of pleasures. Lust's craving is like thirst with salt water. The more you drink, the thirstier you become. Buddhist proverb. Attachment. Emotional dependence on people, objects, outcomes, or even identities. Attachment creates fear of loss, resistance to change, and suffering when things inevitably change or end. Practice non-attachment. This doesn't mean not caring, but caring without clinging. You only lose what you cling to. Buddha. Anger. Reactive hostility. When desires are thwarted or ego is threatened. Anger is like fire. It first burns the one who holds it. It clouds judgment, leads to regretful actions, and harms relationships. Result to patience, compassion, as anger is not the solution. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Pride, or other known as ego, an inflated sense of self. Superiority, entitlement, or needing recognition. Pride isolates, it blocks growth by making us resist feedback, inflate flaws, or measure worth by comparison. Embrace humility, recognize interdependence, and value truth over ego. Pride makes us artificial. Humility makes us real. Thomas Merton. In summary, my Conrad warriors, these 5 are like mental chains that bind us to suffering and illusion. The journey of solitude, mindfulness, and spiritual discipline is about seeing through them, not by force, but by awareness, reflection, and intentional letting go. Number 5. To walk the warrior's path with integrity. Solitude allows you to live in accordance with your values, not society's expectations. Musashi's life shows that walking alone can be the truest form of strength, where your path is determined by inner purpose, not external validation. Let me share you an example of a startup founder choosing ethical growth. A tech entrepreneur is building a promising startup. Investors start pushing for rapid user growth, suggesting manipulative tactics, like using addictive design features or collecting excessive user data to maximize engagement and profits. It's tempting. Every other startup is doing it. The pressure is real. But the founder takes time in solitude, stepping back from meetings, noise, and expectations to reflect on why they started the company in the first place. In that space, they reconnect with their core values, building products that respect users and protect their well-being. Despite external pressure, the founder chooses slower, more ethical growth. They design their product with transparency, limit data collection, and prioritize long-term trust over short-term metrics. The road is harder, but it's authentic. And over time, the company earns a loyal customer base that respects its integrity. My Conrad warriors, the key insight. Solitude isn't laziness or detachment, it's a strategic pause to realign with your principles. That's what allows a leader to walk the warrior's path with integrity, even when it means going against the current. In the way of Musashi, solitude is not about isolation. It is about sharpening the sword of the spirit. In the stillness, you become more precise, more aware, and more alive. To walk alone, even briefly, is to walk with purpose. And this was Miyamoto's strategy to his success. Here are top 10 tips to practice solitude. Smart small. Begin with just 5 to 10 minutes a day. Sit quietly without your phone or any distractions. Let your mind settle. Solitude doesn't have to mean hours alone right away. For example, set a timer for 5 minutes, sit in a chair, and simply observe your thoughts without doing anything else. Just breathe. You don't need hours to benefit. Even a few minutes of stillness calms your mind and helps you reconnect with yourself. Create a dedicated space. Designate a quiet corner, room, or outdoor spot where you can retreat. A familiar, peaceful environment helps train your brain to associate solitude with calm and clarity. For instance, set up a corner with a comfy chair, soft lighting, and maybe a plant or candle. Make it your quiet zone for reading, reflection, or sitting silently. Having a physical space for solitude signals your brain to slow down and be present, creating a healthy mental routine. Disconnect from devices. Turn off your phone, social media, and notifications. Solitude requires freedom from external input, so you can tune in to your inner world. Make sure you turn off your phone or leave it in another room while you sit outside on the porch for 15 minutes, just observing the sky or the trees. Without distractions, you become more aware of your thoughts, emotions, and surroundings, which promotes mindfulness. Take solitary walks. Walking alone, especially in nature, is a powerful way to clear your mind, process emotions, and feel grounded without distractions. Try and go for a 20-minute walk in a nearby park or quiet neighborhood without headphones. Just walk, observe, and let your mind wander. Movement combined with solitude helps you process emotions, spark creativity, and reduce stress naturally. Practice. Journaling. Use solitude to reflect. Writing your thoughts down helps you understand yourself more deeply and organize your inner life. Each night, spend 10 minutes writing down what you felt during the day. No filter, no editing. Just let the pen flow. Journaling in solitude brings clarity and emotional release, helping you understand patterns in your thoughts and behaviors. Meditate or breathe mindfully. Even just a few minutes of focused breathing or meditation can deepen your awareness and help you settle into the quiet. Try and sit on the floor. Close your eyes and focus on your breath for 3 minutes. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to your breathing. Simple breathing builds mental focus and emotional control, key tools for navigating life calmly. Avoid multitasking. Don't fill alone time with chores or tasks. True solitude isn't about being busy, it's about being. Let yourself just sit, think, or observe. Perhaps to try and drink a cup of tea or coffee while doing nothing else. Don't check your phone or watch TV. Just sip and be present with the experience. When you do one thing at a time, you appreciate life more deeply and reduce mental fatigue. Embrace silence. Turn off music, podcasts, and background noise. Silence can feel uncomfortable at first, but it's where deep insight and peace begin. Spend your lunch break in silence. Don't scroll or chat, just eat quietly, and notice the flavors, textures, and thoughts that arise. Silence allows your mind to rest and reset, sharpening your senses and increasing self-awareness. Reflect without judgment. When thoughts arise, observe them without trying to change or fix anything. Use solitude as a space to understand, not to control your inner experience. For example, if you feel anxious or bored during solitude, don't rush to fix it. Just note it, I'm feeling restless, and continue sitting quietly. Learning to sit with discomfort builds emotional resilience and helps you become more in control of your reactions. Make it a habit. Schedule solitude like an appointment. Daily quiet time, even 10 minutes, can have powerful long-term effects on your mental clarity, creativity, and emotional strength. Try and block off quiet time on your calendar each morning at 7 a.m. or before bed at 9 p.m. Even 10 minutes daily will make a big difference. Consistency transforms solitude into a powerful tool for mental clarity, self-mastery, and overall well-being. By implementing solitude and being alone, you will gain many benefits from following the strategy of Miyamoto Musashi. Studying Miyamoto Musashi offers deep insight into the power of self-discipline and mental toughness. Musashi's life was defined by relentless training, personal sacrifice, and a commitment to mastering his craft. He proved that greatness doesn't come from talent alone, but from consistent effort and the ability to endure discomfort. By following his example, we learn how to build strong habits, push through challenges, and stay focused even when the path gets difficult. Musashi also teaches the importance of emotional control and strategic thinking. He believed that a warrior must remain calm and clear-headed, especially in high-stress situations. This mindset can be applied to modern life, where staying composed under pressure often leads to better decisions. His view of life as a form of strategy encourages us to be thoughtful, plan ahead, and act with intention, rather than reacting impulsively to every situation. Finally, Musashi's philosophy encourages self-reliance, simplicity, and purposeful living. He lived a life of solitude, not to escape the world, but to understand himself deeply. From this, we learn to trust our own path, avoid distractions, and focus only on what truly matters. By cutting out unnecessary noise and staying true to our purpose, we can live with greater clarity, confidence, and strength, just as Musashi did. Remember, my Conrad warriors Miyamoto Musashi's life and philosophy offer timeless lessons on mastery, mindset, and self-discipline. He taught that true excellence comes not from talent, but from relentless practice and unwavering focus. Solitude, in his view, was essential for gaining clarity and strengthening the inner self. Musashi emphasized the importance of detachment, letting go of ego, comfort, and unnecessary desires to think and act with purpose. He believed in being adaptable like water, able to shift and respond to any situation with a calm strategy. Life, to Musashi, was a form of combat where every action should be intentional and precise. His teachings encouraged deep self-reliance, enduring discomfort as a path to growth, and living with such clarity and commitment that regret has no place. In essence, Musashi's way is not just about the sword, it's about mastering the self and walking one's path with discipline, strength, and integrity. Remember, solitude isn't about escaping life, it's about facing it more clearly. These small steps lead to big inner. True mastery begins within. By practicing discipline, staying calm under pressure, and living with purpose, you can overcome any challenge and walk your own path with confidence and clarity. My Conrad's Warriors. Please drop a CW in the comments, which stands for Conrad Warriors, if you like this video. Your writing of Conrad Warriors in the comments is your first step to showing the universe you are ready to become a true warrior. If you enjoy this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more content. What will you do differently to make you into a true warrior? Like Miyamoto Musashi, please share this video with someone who you feel may benefit. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and thank you for watching.